Well, more on our Human Rights Day coverage now. We're joined in studio by the Executive Mayor of Emfuleni, Mahole Simon Mofokeng. Mr. Mayor, good morning and thanks for your time this morning. Very busy day for you indeed.
Yes, indeed.
I think very quickly for us, we spoke to our reporter Zikona Shona. The wreath laying has happened. There's a march happening through Sharpeville this morning, wanting to bring it to the attention of the community, the significance of today. For somebody who deals with the community, that community every day, what is the significance? What is the community feeling today?
No, in fact, there are two feelings in the community, both emotional, when they remember their loved ones who passed on very brutally that day. But at the same time, the second feeling is that there is excitement and joy because they know that the blood of their loved ones was not shed in vain, because that blood finally brought democracy that we are all enjoying in the country. But at the same time, especially for this year, after the president has announced the March month as a month of the fight against racism, our community in Sharpeville and the surrounding in Sidibeng in general, and Gauteng in particular, and the whole country in a way, because Gauteng is all gathered in Sharpeville there this morning. They are also recognizing that day because we are celebrating, whilst it's a Human Rights Day, but we are celebrating under the theme South Africans United Against Racism. And to symbolize that, the Nelson Mandela Foundation, together with Ahmed Kathrada Foundation, have mobilized 69 members of Anti-Racism Network South Africa, 69 of them that will be at the gravesite to lay wreath.
That thing has happened.
Yes,
has it happened already?
Yes,
it's just surprising to me, Mr. Mayor, that the feeling is, yes, they are mourning their loved ones, but they are celebrating the fact that their loved ones' blood was shed for the democracy that they enjoy. And one has to actually wonder, are they enjoying the fruits of that sacrifice there? Because we spoke to Zikona Shona earlier. She was there in Sharpeville a year ago, and there seem to be service delivery issues. Looking at stories on the front pages this morning where they say the families of the survivors say that they have been forgotten by government, they've been neglected by government. So it's just surprising. I mean, have they expressed this to you at all?
Well, I don't know exactly what the forgotten by government exactly mean, because the families of the survivors themselves, the relatives, there is an NGO called Kulumani Support Group that works very jointly with government at our level, in particular at Sidibeng district municipality. All the needs of the survivors, including their family members, are being addressed through that support group working jointly with government. That's one thing. But I think the unfortunate part is that most of the survivors are all, at the age that are unemployable. I mean, they are all around 70, 80 years old and so forth. But they are descendants. In other words, they are grandchildren, many of them. I know for the fact that we have got many of them working in our local municipality of Emfuleni. Others are working at Sidibeng. And then
it's been a concerted effort to take care of them.
Exactly. And then when we also converted the old Sharpeville police station into a craft hub, many of them, in other words, the elder one now that are unemployable, they are there doing some craft work that they sell to the visitors or the tourists that are coming to see the memorial site. That's one. And then the other thing that we are doing as government, in other words, to this that are unemployable completely, we involve them in various programs. I mean, there is a program of the aged, where we sometimes mobilize them into social clubs and they participate in there. So it means we take care of them.
And the youth in Sharpeville now, do they understand, are they told, are they reminded every day of the significance of what happened?
Look, every moment and every minute that we have, we do that. But in particular, I must say, maybe the weakness on our part as leadership, we more do this during the month of March, because during the month of March, there will be various programs and activities. I mean, like every day from the 1st of March, there will be what we call Imbaula. Imbaula is Imbaula storytelling. Okay. Is where the elders, the survivors, will be sitting around Imbaula. In other words, the traditional way of fire, around the fire, telling the young ones about the importance of the Sharpeville shooting on the Sharpeville Day, why the human rights today, where we come from. I mean, why have this happened? I mean, why were the people shot in Sharpeville and so forth?
And on that note, Mr. Mayor, I mean, you are steeped in politics. We have a day like today. It used to be Sharpeville Day, now called Human Rights Day. In June, we will mark June 16th as well. How do you think people are feeling, and how do you think the families of these people who sacrifice their lives for democracy, like you say, will think about what we're seeing on all our front pages this morning and what is happening with our government in terms of their human rights and what they fought for and whether it was worth it?
No, look, I mean, because they are human beings, and I must say, government cannot do everything to everybody. They, according to their feelings, they are saying that they don't think enough is being done to them. I think the expectations would be something beyond what the government has done. Let me give you an example.
Well, not what government has done for the community. I mean, what's happening with our president and the controversies surrounding all of that. How do you think they would feel?
Well, I don't want to venture into that at all, completely. I don't want to venture into that at all. I was going to say to you, for example, in 2013, March 21st, all the survivors of Sharpeville, those who don't have houses and their descendants, were given houses, and at that time the MEC was MEC Memezi, who was the MEC for housing in Gauteng province. So that is part of the gesture that this government gives to them.
Well, I suppose you will do what you can to make their lives
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Thank you very much for your time. Executive Mayor of Emfuleni, Mahole Simon Mofokeng.